we don't have to read the whole thing. Bitcoin miner Argo will avoid bankruptcy with $100 million bailout from Novagratz's Galaxy Digital. Mike Novagratz, Luna Tattoo, is buying Bitcoin mining companies. And this is, I just want to say before we get your take on this, the reason why I brought this up is just a reminder to people that the institutions are never, they're not good investors. They're never ahead of the curve. They're always late. Don't try and follow the institutions, not financial advice, obviously, but Mike Novagratz, he's the smart money. He's the institution. He owns Galaxy Digital. He got screwed by Luna, and now he's buying Bitcoin mining in 2022 when, proof of work has already been a testament that you could secure a network without hurting the price in the environment. And obviously you have the Hex T-share system, which allows people to earn inflation without mining. Mining is obsolete. Its margins are thin. It's not a profitable business. All the people that got in on Hex early, they're outperforming the mining companies, right? Matty Allen, he's outperforming this mining company, and no one's giving him $100 million, okay? But smart money, the institutions, the people that are in the know that always underperform the S&P 500, they're buying obsolete products. They're buying bad technology. They're buying something that has failed in every bear market and will probably continue to fail. And I thought it was just important to bring to your attention. The same way that they're late on Bitcoin, I think they're going to be late on Hex, pulsechain, and pulsex. What's your thoughts on that, Ben DeBar?
Yeah, agreed. It's a bit ridiculous, So, agreed. I think we're early. I think, we're still very early, and you're exactly right. That's why I like locking my T-shares for the max limit, although I do have a staking ladder, but because they just get rarer over time, and it's like getting your Bitcoin mining hardware early and having it forever.
Exactly.
So, or not forever, but
but the great thing is that it's not going to be something that when you get in later, it's not going to be profitable the way Bitcoin is, because there's no profit margin, there's no expenses. You just have to give it your time. You just have to add it's a recipe of T-shares are a recipe consisted of Hex and time. Combine Hex and time, and you get to earn the yield and inflation with zero overhead aside from the price you paid for the Hex. But
yeah, it's like the more secure Bitcoin gets, the more expensive it gets, and then the more time goes on, the less the rewards get because the inflation rate is going down. I think they're going to just 21 million is not going to be the limit. They're just going to increase the Bitcoin limit. I think that's probably what's going to happen.
That is an interesting take. Elaborate on that. That's something I never heard before.
Well, because Richard Hart has talked about the miners could just come together and decide to increase the Bitcoin limit. Because they rolled back the chain for, I think it was SegWit. It was the whole big controversy was they basically they did a hard fork, but rolled back the chain to make it a soft fork, I believe it was. So it's they could just vote to make the limit bigger. And I could see it happening and people being like, well, this makes sense because this is guys, it makes sense. It's so cool. And there'll be a lot of people who are butthurt, but it's going to be, because I think that was something that really split up the community of Bitcoin as well. And that was something Richard Hart was against, was the rolling back the chain for that change. So
I think you might be right. I guess really the question is, do you think Bitcoin's even going to survive the test of time?
I think so. I mean, it's always going to be a novelty, I think. So yeah, I think it's going to be a novelty, but who knows?
I see people say that, but it pumps less every time. And I keep thinking of that quote from, it was from The Sopranos. Did you see The Sopranos?
Dude, my brother literally asked me that 2 days ago, and I was like, I haven't seen that show.
Oh my God, you got to see that show. But basically, Tony was talking to Ralphie, and it was talking about the horse. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but they were talking about the horse that Ralphie basically wanted basically to die. So, to burn down the barn to collect insurance. And, Tony's like, but he bounced back. And then Ralphie says, this time, but every time it takes a little bit more out of him. And Bitcoin keeps coming back, but every time it's a little bit less. And then you get the flippening, which is going to happen. It's like not even going to lead the market anymore. Like, I mean, what's there to be excited about? I don't know. No development, no, and it's not number one anymore. It's not.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Something catastrophic could happen because it's had 2 inflation bugs.
That's true. Also,
if you try to build anything on it, I mean, who knows? That's why earlier I said their security gets better, but it's like Richard Hart says, it's like you have 10 locks on your door and then you have a window right beside it. It's security theater, and it's weird because it's like I'm not sure how people don't understand that, but I think, like I say on here a lot, like people are playing games on Twitter and stuff. So these big Bitcoin bag holders, of course, they're gonna peddle the narrative to pump their bags.
True. Very true, and well said. Very interesting take. That's I never heard that. Like they're just gonna raise the limit and screw over the holders. Like, I mean, think about the outrage that would have, because on the one hand you need mining, but on the other hand, like I bet you the community's probably the holders are probably going to be, I don't know, maybe they'll just tell them, oh yeah, it's important, to secure the network. Protection.
I think there's a lot of people who just they just go with kind of whatever narrative is thrown out there. So they're going to say, this is good for Bitcoin. Well, we're going to fail if the miners aren't getting more rewards and we aren't secure enough. We're going to fail. We need to increase the inflation. We need to, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be good for everyone, and people are going to be like, yeah, this makes the most sense. And so.
No, it's a great point. And I think another thing is a lot of people don't understand that the Bitcoin miners are just dumping on everyone. Like, I used to not realize that. I thought the Bitcoin miners gave Bitcoin its underlying value.
I guess, I mean, they need to be there to allow people to send transactions and stuff. So I guess that was the argument at the beginning, and I think they were at one point. But now, yeah, it's a negative externality, as Richard Hart says. They're just forever dumping the price.
Yeah, Richard Hart had a good analogy. He called it like the mob. Like, it's like they're just basically giving you protection, but you don't really need them for protection. Like proof of stake. Like there's no one's dumping on you with proof of stake. Maybe that's why Ethereum's showing a lot of relative strength to Bitcoin. In this latest sell-off, it keeps on, and it's like Ethereum's network is secure. They don't need all these machines that look like a server farm, and it's extremely expensive. Like, but they're like, no, you need it. You need the protection, guys. You need the protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All this talk makes me real bullish on pulsechain, man. That's all I gotta say. Feeling real bullish right now.
And Hex and PulseX. And let me just reiterate, guys, Mike Novagratz screwed up. He's the smart money. He's the institution. He screwed up with Luna, and I think he's going to mess up on this one too. But that's my thoughts. We got 55 watching. Please, if you're enjoying the content, please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please go to Ben Dubar's channel. Subscribe to his channel. Like his videos. Then go to Ben Dubar on Instagram. Subscribe, follow Ben Dubar on Instagram. Then you go to Ben Dubar on TikTok. You follow Ben Dubar on TikTok. Then you send a super chat. You become a member. Become a monthly contributor for $3, $4, $5 a month. And then you go to bendubar.com, bendubar.com.